Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is widely regarded as one of the hardest FNAF games based on the amount of animatronics that you have to deal with and the amount of responsibility that is being placed on your shoulders due to the multiple unique mechanics that are introduced in the game. Unlike the original FNAF, FNAF2 introduced 3 mechanics and took away one of the main protective spaces for the user, the doors. Ultimately, Scott Cawthon decided to replace the doors with a gnarly hallway and a Freddy mask to fool most of the animatronics that you were facing, and decided to give you a measly flashlight that a battery-obsessed child may take care of in the night. So what happens to someone that decides to play this game for the first time almost 11 years after it came out? Well, let's see and find out. Because there's 2 hours of leeway during this night, I'm going to talk about the animatronics.
Hello and welcome to your new summer job at the new and improved Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. I'm here to talk you through some of the things you can expect to see during your first week here to help you get started.
As normal, there has been a background for every FNAF type video that I've done, and that's not changing anytime soon. But yeah, here we go. There are multiple categories that you could put the animatronics in while playing the game, which are vent, hallway, office, and special mechanics. Let's start with the vent animatronics. Toy Bonnie, Toy Chica, Balloon Boy, and Mangle. These characters all make their way through the vents towards your office, but each one has something that makes them unique. Toy Bonnie always approaches from the right vent, while Toy Chica always comes from the left. Balloon Boy also uses the left vent, but instead of killing you, he disables your flashlight, which is a much bigger deal than it sounds. Then there's Mangle. Mangle also uses the right vent, but unlike the others, they're constantly making a distorted radio static sound while crawling through the vents. It's one of the few audio cues in the game that's actually reliable, so if you suddenly start hearing, there's a pretty good chance Mangle's on the move. Next are the hallway animatronics, Toy Freddy and Withered Foxy. These two are easy to spot because they'll eventually appear standing at the end of the hallway. The difference is how you deal with them. Toy Freddy can be fooled with the Freddy mask, just like most of the cast. Withered Foxy can't care less about the mask. Instead, you have to repeatedly flash your flashlight at him until he backs off. Then you have the office animatronics, Withered Freddy, Withered Bonnie, and Withered Chica. These three eventually force their way directly into your office, but they don't all get there the same way. Withered Freddy usually appears in the hallway before entering, while Withered Bonnie and Withered Chica can suddenly be standing in your office with very little warning. If you see any of them, your first instinct should always be to put on the Freddy mask. Finally, there are special mechanics. The puppet doesn't care about your cameras, your flashlight, or your mask. The only thing stopping it is the music box in the prize corner. If you forget to wind up for too long, the puppet gets out and that's pretty much game over. And then there's Golden Freddy, who plays by his own rules, I guess. He doesn't follow a normal path through the building and instead appears seemingly at random inside your office. If he shows up, getting the Freddy mask on as quickly as possible is usually enough to make him disappear. Even though each animatronic has their own quirks, all of them fit into one of these categories. And here we go again talking about the movement opportunity system. I'll summarize it really fast because I'm pretty sure everyone knows how this works. One of the most important mechanics in FNAF 2 is what's known as the movement opportunity system. Instead of moving whenever they want, the animatronics are given chances to move at certain intervals throughout the night. Every time one of these opportunities occur, the game checks the animatronics' AI level to determine whether they move or stay put. This is why some nights can feel completely different even when you're doing the exact same strategy. The movement opportunities happen consistently, but the AI's random movement checks create different outcomes for each game. For example, let's say Toy Bonnie has a movement opportunity every 5 seconds. Every 5 seconds, the game essentially asks, should Toy Bonnie move? If his AI is low, he might stay where he is for several treks in a row. But if the AI is higher, he'll succeed more often and make his way through the building much faster. That's why on one attempt, Toy Bonnie might not show up till 4 AM, while on another, he reaches your office at 1 AM, even though you're playing the exact same way. Now that that's over, let's talk about the specific sound cues that I'm going to be listening for throughout the game. While the cameras are your main source of information, FNAF2 also gives you a surprising amount of information through sound. Learning these cues can help you react faster and spend less time checking cameras. The easiest one to recognize is Mangle's radio static. Whenever Mangle is moving throughout the vents or nearby, you'll hear a distorted radio chatter playing in the background. If that static suddenly starts, it's a good indication that Mangle is becoming a threat. Another important cue is the vent movement sound. Throughout the night, you'll occasionally hear loud metallic clanging or banging from the vents. It doesn't tell you exactly which animatronic is moving, but it lets you know something has progressed through the vent system, meaning it's worth checking your vent lights more carefully. You'll also hear Balloon Boys laugh from time to time.
Hello? Hi.
While it isn't always an immediate danger, it's a strong indication that Balloon Boy has advanced. If he eventually reaches your office, he'll disable your flashlight, making Withered Frosty have a better opportunity to kill you. One sound you don't want to ignore is the music box alarm. When the music box gets too low, the game plays a warning to remind you to wind it back up. Waiting too long after hearing it can allow the puppet to escape, so it's usually best to deal with it as soon as you can. The last sound that will be taken advantage of is the hallway noise. There's a blaring noise whenever animatronic enters the far part of the hallway. Like we did in the original FNAF, we did nothing. At least for the 2 hours of the game. From 12 AM to 2 AM, no animatronic is allowed to move, and the music box doesn't go down. So I'm guessing it's all for atmosphere's sake, but Toy Freddy isn't allowed to move all the way up till 3 AM. As soon as we're done with these 2 hours, we have 2 animatronics that we have to deal with during this night. Toy Chica and Toy Bonnie, at least till 3 AM. Each of the animatronics' AI values go up to 2 as soon as they reach their time thresholds. But night 1 is the only night that allows us to get a break. It's gonna get harder soon. Toy Bonnie is gonna cause problems in the later nights for this game. The tools that we have at our disposal are the lights and the cameras. We have a flashlight, 2 vent lights, and the flashlight on the cameras, which we're basically never gonna use. We use the flashlight to look down the hallway to see animatronics that are approaching, and for this night I only saw Toy Freddy come down the hallway. Almost every animatronic will appear in the hallway, but only few come through the hallway, being Toy and Withered Freddy. We use the vent lights to see if Chica or Bonnie, and eventually more animatronics, are in the vents. If we do see them in the vents, we just flip the Freddy mask up to prevent them from killing us. Throughout the night, we don't really need to do much besides winding the music box and sitting in the mask. I did want to spend some time practicing the strategy that I will be using later on, so I want to prepare for not using the mask the entire time and flipping up the cameras more just in case. Anyways, on to night 2. This night creates a big jump, mainly because I have 3 more animatronics I need to take care of. This night also introduces Foxy, which cannot be fooled by the mask. Foxy is the most unique out of all the animatronics in the fact that he just kind of waits in the hallway most of the time until he jump scares you. Throughout the night, Foxy has a counter that goes down as soon as he appears in the hallway, and the way to reset that timer in order to keep yourself from dying is by keeping the flashlight on him. As soon as the timer goes all the way down and he has a successful movement opportunity, he'll actually jump scare you. As the nights get harder, the quicker his timer goes down and the more successful his movements are, which also means that you have to flash him more. Wait. Not that type of flashing. Since we have more animatronics, I'm going to show you the movement paths that the animatronics go through in the night. Anyways, here it is. Each of the colors match the color of the animatronics in general and shows where they start from. For example, Withered Freddy starts in the closet and makes his way all the way down the hallway to your office, and so on and so forth. You can keep track of the animatronics, sorta, without using the cameras, through the sound cues. There's a sound whenever an animatronic enters your vent on either side and whenever they leave. There's also a sound for the animatronics when they move using their footsteps. And as said before, there's a specific sound for specific animatronics like Mangle and Balloon Boy. Balloon Boy is probably one of the most annoying out of the animatronics because he doesn't move like all the other animatronics. He shows up in the kids area, as a kid does, and then teleports to your left vent. If you don't do anything about it, he doesn't immediately kill you but convinces Foxy to do it for him. While making the script, I'm almost 2 pages in just for this one night, while last night was only a little bit, at least for the actual night and not the background. That's a lot. This game gives me so much anxiety. This night, all the withered animatronics are basically activated, which means Withered Foxy, Chica, Bonnie, and Freddy are all trying to kill me. Which also means like 9 different animatronics are going through the hallways, and about 6 of those are vent animatronics. One of the biggest problems I had was just not getting the mask on fast enough whenever someone like Bonnie or Chica would end up coming out of the vents. This led to all 4 of my deaths during this night. This night is called the Withered Night, I'm pretty sure, mainly because the withered animatronics are allowed to be the most active, because I only saw 2 other toy animatronics throughout the night. Anyways, the withered animatronics come through the storage closet to the hallway, but Bonnie and Chica switch vents with their toy animatronics. So that means if Toy Bonnie goes on the right side, Withered Bonnie goes on the left, and so on and so forth. Withered Freddy and Toy Freddy go through the hallway each night to kill you, and so far I haven't had much problems with them. Withered Bonnie caused all of my deaths during this night and caused all of my future therapy sessions. I see that lack of a face in my nightmares. Whenever one of the withered animatronics enters their kill stage, it automatically flips down the cameras in order for you to face them. And of course, if you don't flip down the cams fast enough, well, you die. This night is normally when I get humbled, and that's for each of the games that I've played so far. I normally got past the first 2 nights and then had most deaths in the 3rd night. The other thing that happened throughout the night was whenever I flipped down the camera, I would immediately try putting my mask up, and the button would appear for some reason, which would ultimately lead to my death. Anyways, here are all the deaths through this night. This night, I immediately died due to some BS. This child sucks, bro. Whoever made him should have lightning plus watered him, actually. Withered Foxy has the highest AI difficulty throughout the night, and I didn't have much problems with him, technically. Balloon Boy has basically assisted in my death and caused Foxy to kill me. Anyways, the AI values went up a lot throughout this night and made me want to pay that $500. Mangle was easily the biggest problem throughout the night, including Withered Bonnie of course, because her AI value was so high. I find it kind of interesting how the AI values are so low throughout the first 4 nights, but there's such a huge problem because of the amount of responsibility that you have whenever you're playing. It kind of shows the difference between games like FNAF2 or FNAF1. In FNAF3, you're only taking care of 1 animatronic and a bunch of phantoms, while in FNAF1, you have 4 animatronics, but it's not a lot of difficulty because of the lack of mechanics. I don't know, it's just something I noticed. I was so stuck on this night that it annoys me. This is easily the unluckiest night that I've had so far in the FNAF games, like in general. Every time that I try to flip my mask up after being in the cameras, the button just doesn't show up and it kills me every time. It's such a frustrating feature to this game, and it's something that could be easily fixed, but it's just not. I also learned something new while playing this night, and it's that Mangle kind of has a death sentence like Balloon Boy. To explain further, everyone knows that Balloon Boy's death sentence is when he's standing in your office after he disables your flashlight. Well, Mangle has the same thing, except she's on your ceiling and just waiting to kill you as soon as she has a successful movement opportunity. This night was very difficult in the fact that you could basically just get jumped by every animatronic out of nowhere during this night, which led to one of the most stressful 2 minutes of my entire life. I don't know why this night guard keeps coming back to this place after being told a multitude of times that the animatronics are not friendly. I don't really have much else to say because this night is pretty self-explanatory, but I still do have one more night. But I never want to play this game again. You see that? We finally have all 10 animatronics out hunting us. This is easily one of the most heartbreaking and heartwarming nights that I have had in all of FNAF so far. Is that even possible? I am more happy about finally completing this night than when I beat Nightmare Mode in FNAF 3. And that was easily the hardest night I've ever played so far.
Yes, oh, yes, thank you. Let's go, yes.
This game gives me a lot of anxiety whenever I play it. I've had this game since 2023 and used to play the demo to this game when I was 6. This happens to be the first FNAF game that I've ever actually laid my hands on. I know that with this information, the title seems pretty clickbaity, but I never actually attempted to beat this game, and never got beyond the first night of this game before. And since it's been so long since I've even played it, I might as well have never played it at all. One of my older brothers used to make fun of me for getting scared at this game, and now I'm not really scared anymore. The amount of time it'll take to upload this video is what scares me. So far, this makes the 5th FNAF game that I've played, or at least beat. The list being FNAF 1, FNAF 2, FNAF 3, FNAC, and One Night at Flumpty's. These games have all been really unique from each other in mechanics and from lore, but I'm not MatPat, so I'm not going to get into that. I respect the work that Scott Cawthon did throughout these games. He inspired a lot of people, including myself, to play these games and to move forward with the future of gaming and content creation. There are so many people out there now that have gotten so thorough in technique, mechanics, and coding that really intrigues me and inspires me to play these games as well. Shout out to all the creators out there that inspire me to make these videos. Anyways, this night was one of the most overwhelming nights that I've played so far. I got jumped many times throughout this night, and I'm glad that this game is no longer going to be on my PC. I basically have used the same strategy throughout the last 3 nights, but I'll break it down one more time for y'all. First thing I do is immediately open the cameras and go straight to camera 11 in order to wind the music box up. Then, I'll flip the cameras down and immediately put on my mask in order to prevent myself from getting jump scared from an animatronic that is in my office that I don't expect. If there was a blackout, I'll quickly flash the hallway a couple of times, then check the nearest vent, and then quickly open the cameras to wind the music box a couple of ticks to buy me some time. If there wasn't a blackout, I'll check the nearest vent to me while flashing the hallway, then look over to my left or right to look and see if there are animatronics waiting for me in the vents. Then, I will repeat this strategy throughout the night, and this led to me beating the main part of the game.
Yes, so many attempts. Let's go. Oh my goodness, bro. Finally, bro. Finally, all for $20.10. Yes. Oh my goodness, that was like 25 million attempts. Oh my, so it was less attempts than the night 5, but it's all good. Oh my goodness. Oh, bro, oh my. Finally, dude. Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
Anyways, that's it for this night. Let's get on to the deaths. Thank you guys for watching this video. If there's any other games that you would like me to try out, let me know down in the comments or DM me on my socials down in bio. Sorry I haven't been uploading a ton of long-term videos like this, but I'll lock in after my trip to Florida. But as y'all may know, school is starting soon and I'm working on getting a job, so who knows how much time I'll have. So I won't guarantee anything permanent. I appreciate all of the support, and we are very close to 100 subscribers and 50,000 views. So thank you guys so much for everything that y'all have done. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Have a nice day.